about you found God's mercy. I had to I know what to talk to. It was like attitude, mind, senses, and I tried hard to break through. That's the perspective I had in marriage. I thought to myself, maybe I'm just not a great son, and at a certain point, even wish that was a miscarriage. It wasn't fair for me to go through this at the age of 13. Being bullied for who I was and having thriving problems was a lot for me to take in, and I couldn't even speak up because everyone was so focused on themselves they never bothered to ask me how I was doing. I was lost in my own concept of life and the way I had to face it. It came to a point where success for me wasn't achievements, it was being able to say at the end of the day I made it. Every single day it just got worse and worse for me. I didn't want to fit in anymore, I just wanted to be happy. I wanted to smile for all the right reasons, but when people would ask me how I was, my answer was okay, but I knew what my mind and heart were bleeding. At the age of 13, I accepted God. I finally said to myself, He's my way out, but man, was I wrong. It only got harder for me. At the age of 19, my son was born and I got fired from my job later that week. I was broken every aspect of my life. I was introduced to anxiety and I fell in love because I messed around with her at night. I was in hell, but I had 19 years of practice on how to hide my pain. No one was able to tell. I was screaming for help, but all you saw was a smile. I asked for help once, and the only thing they told me was, yo, you should read your Bible. I needed more than just a prayer. I had a baby in my arms and no money to my name, so I didn't feel like a father, but more like a child care. I tried falling in love, but the person couldn't come into my thoughts and mind. I tried letting her in, but it was a waste of time. At a certain point, it felt like loving her was a crime because every time it got hard, she had support on her behind. I'm a victim of parents who, after 25 years of marriage, got divorced, and 3 weeks later lost my grandma. You tell me which one is worse. I played victim too many times, I can't even count. I became a slave to hate, loneliness, and doubt. I couldn't overcome the feeling of being useless. My life started to turn around, but I still had the voices in my head telling me I couldn't do it. I sat there thinking to myself, what if I died tonight? Who would even care? I asked myself, why am I even alive? All I do is hurt the ones who love me. How is that even fair? The words I give up lingered in my mind and kept penetrating my soul. But you ever been in a position where something stops you? You feel like this is the moment you say, yo, I want out of this hole? I know what it's like to be a failure in life. I think most of us do. Many of us walk different paths, but most of us have been in each other's shoes. I know I'm not the only one who struggles with mental issues, obesity, rejection, failures, bullying, hate, doubts, fears, and even suicidal thoughts. I know I'm not the only one who was unable to speak up when he had a shot. I know some of you need that one person to ask if you're okay. I know some of you are waiting for an answer to know if you can make it through the rest of the day. I know sometimes you feel like your life has no value, but it came with a cost. A price of pain, rejection, and death on the cross. Maybe you don't understand why you go through things at the moment. Maybe you don't understand why bad things happen to you, but I need you to understand is that you're worth it. Every pain he endured and every blood drop he shed was just for you. Carrying the cross on our shoulders while being brutally beaten is something I could go through. I don't want to preach to you, but I need you to understand. Someone thought you were worth being hung on a cross with nails stripped to his feet and his hands. A crown of thorn spears right through his head, and his sharp spear stabbed into his side even after he was dead. He was thinking about you the whole time. Can you imagine that image? But you became worthy because John 19:30, Jesus said it is finished, and with that he bowed down his head and gave up his spirit. I'm talking about someone being tortured in every way you can think of as a human. He did it because he loves you. Let that sink in. I don't think you understand how worthy you really are. The King of Kings, the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the creator of the galaxy, planet of the stars, the all-powerful God Almighty who once was, is, and yet to come, stepped down from the throne to be tormented on the cross just for a heart. You need to let go and let God win. Again, I'm asking you, let that sink in. You are worthy because he rose on the third day and not because of your life story. Now it's time for you to rise from the hell that you're in because your time has come. You can't stop fighting until you're down, but until God tells you it is done. You are smart, beautiful, and brave, and like I said in my last poem, you don't stop fighting until you're buried in the grave. I know it's not easy and you feel like you have a price tag on your head, but show me someone who is better than someone for being dead. I know this poem can't save anybody, I don't expect it to. I still to this day fight against my insecurities, fears, and doubts just like you do. I'm not perfect, and sure not destined to be. But one thing I know is that I am set free. So for those who are watching or even listening to this, just know that God can save you just because of who he is. You got it, I know you do. Because if an imperfect sinner like me can make it out, I know all you guys can too.
Yeah.